Hello, my Raptor fans. Welcome to the pre-game press conference for Game 3 of tonight's game between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Toronto Raptors. And I'm going to take you to the pre-game press conference before tonight's game. Enjoy.
Sense of urgency, like 2-1 is a big difference for y'all in the NBA especially.
Yeah, for sure. I think we understand the stakes of this game. We didn't want to get down 0-2, but we are, so we have to fight back, and we know that it requires a lot of urgency.
Did you feel like there were improvements between game 1 and game 2 based on what you guys wanted to do defensively?
For sure. I think we saw a lot of our adjustments work, and our overall intensity on the defense end was way higher. So I think, that's our first and biggest step, is that we have to play hard and we have to show a lot of effort. I think the adjustments and the game plan will work once we start playing that hard continuously.
Now, had a lot of time to study Mitchell and Harden, and now you've got 2 games in short order against them. Has your appreciation for them changed? Does it kind of increase, or do you feel like you've been mystified a little bit?
No, I think we know who they are. I think we respect them, but I think we've respected them a little too much the first 2 games. So I think, we know what type of players they are. We know what they're capable of. It's about going out there and stopping that, though.
As a point guard, the turnovers were a big issue in both games in Cleveland. How do you cut down some of those turnovers?
We had a lot of dumb ones, a lot of ones where we're throwing it to nobody or we're just not in the right spots. I think it's just a lot of simple, very simple mistakes that we can cut down on. It's not like they're the ones making us turn it over. It's a lot of our simple, mental mistakes.
What do you think the key is to making life harder on Harden and Mitchell?
Just playing harder. I think, our game plan is pretty good. I think that, we have tools to stop them. I think it's just all about how we approach it, and all the respect that we show, it needs to go out the window. So I think we just need to play harder and, get in their jersey a little bit.
When you say you showed too much respect, how did that show itself on the floor, do you think?
Too scared to foul, hands just sitting up, just not attacking the ball like we usually do. We're usually the ones that create turnovers. I think that we're giving them a little bit too much leeway, just trying not to foul and trying to, play to Harden and Mitchell's game. We got to play to our game.
What kind of advice, if any, has IQ given you from his vantage point on the bench?
He just tells me what he sees. I think mostly it's, we have 2 different games, but whenever he sees something and, whether it's for me or it's whether he wants to relay a message, he goes through me. So he's very vocal on the bench, and he's been very vocal these past 2 games.
How excited are you to play in front of the home fans? What's the message to Canadian fans tonight?
I think the message is clear, is that we need them. I think Cleveland had a good showing, but our fans are way better. And I think that, it's time for them to show it, and it's time for us to show that, we got some fight in us.
Do you believe in home court advantage? Do you think it makes a difference to be in your arena?
I think being in Scotia is going to make a difference. So I think that, with our fans behind us, it's going to make a really big difference for this game.
What's the general feeling, all of you guys being back home?
I think we're just a little anxious. I think everybody in here is anxious. I think we know what we have to go do, and I think that it's just taking it one game at a time. We're down 2-0, but I think this is one really important game that we need to focus on just by itself.
A lot of the game, it seems like Cleveland's leaving you open a lot. How are you approaching that? Is it being more aggressive to score and capitalizing on those chances?
I've shot the ball pretty well. I think that, I think they're going to guard me a little different. If they don't, it's what their game plan is, but how I've been guarding all season. So I just got to find a way to be productive and get my guys more touches.
Are you kind of just excited about that?
It's going to be crazy in there tonight. The atmosphere is going to be nuts. I'm excited. I had trouble sleeping. I was so excited. But this would be a great opportunity for us to play hard in front of our fans and get a good win. We're down 2 games. You get 1 tonight, and it's a series.
I was asking Jamal this too. You've had a couple of games, a lot of film sessions to dig in on James and Donovan. obviously you're very familiar with them anyway, but just going through this process, is there something about them you appreciate a little more, or maybe they're kind of demystified for you? Or
No, I think everybody knows how good they are, you know, and it's just about us making the adjustments to, you know, just take away what they want to do, and yeah, like tonight, like just go in, just try to make sure that those guys don't torch us, and I think we'll be in a good spot.
Obviously, it's difficult to get into the paint, you know, against any team, but especially with shot blocking like this. But you're very stubborn, I feel like, getting to the basket. Can you tell me your mentality about getting to the hoop?
It's not hard getting there.
No?
No, it's not hard getting there. I think being a vet, just learning when, I think is a big key. You know, definitely. Even my last game, like, started off right there, beginning of the game. Paint's packed right at the beginning of the game. You know, so you gotta pick your spots. But at the end of the day, when you go throughout the game, that's why there's transition. There's all sorts of things. But you're right. I am stubborn, and I'm going to continue to get in there every night.
Other than the turnovers, it feels like you guys offensively, there's been a lot that's been really going well.
Can't say other than turnovers.
Yeah.
22, right? You know what I mean? You cut those down. You know, I mean, I think they had 22 points off of our turnovers. You cut that in half.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
New Oikos Pro helps you feed your strength. And it has 24 grams of protein to help build strong muscles and no added sugar. Oikos Pro. Feed your strength.
Our plan to protect Ontario is fighting for every steel and auto job.
You mentioned how excited you are to be playing in Toronto, first home game as a Raptor. Do you believe in home court advantage? Like, will that make a difference to that kind of game?
Me personally, I don't care. I don't know. I like being on the road, being a villain. I don't know. I don't care. But I think though for our team, it will give us some juice, some life. You know, just whenever you have that crowd there cheering for you, it definitely feels good. You know, it feels good, and especially in this playoff environment, it's a tough environment. We're going out there. We're going to be, we're going to be working our butts off. So it's going to be great to have our fans behind us, and we'll give them something to cheer about.
C'est le troisième match ce soir devant les fans à Toronto. Est-ce que ça va faire une différence de jouer à la maison devant les fans à Toronto? Comment tu te prépares?
Ouais, c'est excité, ça va être différent et on est prêt pour ça. Ouais.
RJ, when it comes to Harden and Mitchell, like, are there things you guys can do to make it tougher on them, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've looked at some of those things, made some adjustments, so we'll see tonight.
Can you walk us through that moment in the fourth quarter in Game 2 when I think Tyson got locked up with Scotty and then Scotty fell over and maybe ran over and pushed him out the way?
This is the playoffs. It's the playoffs. I don't think it was anything that was like insane or something. But those little moments, like you're not going to walk over my guy and clap, and you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that to my guy. Like that's playoff basketball. I'd expect the same thing from them.
Is that because I think the reason I'm asking is that Pelicans game, that moment happened with Jamal, that became like a really big story.
Yeah, I wasn't on the court when that happened, but I don't play like that. No. I'm not saying I'm some huge tough guy, but it's just like you got to be there. You got to pick up your teammates, man. Like, that's it.
You mentioned you were so excited for this game that you couldn't sleep last night. What is it about this game, playing in Toronto, Toronto kid? What is that like?
I'm from here. I feel like a little kid today. I feel like a little kid today, man. I get to go play not only in front of all the fans, but like in front of my family and friends. I take pride in it. I've always been saying, like, just being here, I want to be on a winning team. Like for me, I can't walk around, saying like I'm on the Raptors and we have a terrible record. Like that's embarrassing. What I mean? But though I'm excited to just play in front of the crowd, the fans, family, and friends. It's gonna be a great night.